Welcome to the third season of NABA Meets Alumni. My guest for the first episode of this season is PHAN DANG HOANG, right?
Si.
You are a NABA graduate of the fashion design, right? I will let you describe yourself. Describe who you are, not today, but how you would describe it to me because I don't know you.
So hi, nice to meet you. My name is PHAN DANG HOANG. I come from Vietnam. I'm 22 years old and I started my fashion design career in NABA. After 3.5 years, I graduated in fashion design course in NABA, and after that I launched my new brand in 2022 in Milan Fashion Week, and that's all I want to say about myself.
So you're at the beginning of your career, but you've already walked the Fashion Week. Tell me more about it.
I think I'm one of the most young designer there, and I got the chance to join the We Are Made in Italy projects with in Afro Association. In that projects, we have 5 designers come from another countries, and I come from Vietnam. And we have 2 activities there. The first one is the fashion hub. We show our collections there in the 6 day, I think, during Milan Fashion Week. And after that, we have a show during Milan Fashion Week with Stella Jean designer, and we have a Fafi Wami with Stella Jean's show in 23rd of September.
Yep. How many different pieces of clothing do you actually
Absolutely,
show?
we showcase 6 outfits in one collection, yes.
Wow, that's a good collection.
Yes, I thought so, because we have I think 3 or 4 months for prepare, 6 months for prepare, because after graduate in NABA in April, I come back my country for a few months, and then I come back Italy for showing in Milan Fashion Week. And during that times, I made my collection mixed in Italy and in Vietnam, and we have to create the collection, and we have interview. We have a judges from the jury, Stella Jean and Edward, and they have to suggest something about our collection, how the silhouette going on, and how we fix something in not outstanding, in not incomparable, or something to push it really well done into Milan Fashion Week. So really stressful. We have to pay attention and working really hard for this collection. And my collection was named A Dose of Joy.
Can I move back a little bit in time?
Okay.
Did you always think you were going to be a fashion designer? And, hold on, was there a moment in which you thought you were going to be a fashion designer?
For me, I have my dream to become a fashion designer when I was a child. Until I just 3 or 4 years old, I want to become a fashion designer. I remember in the past, in my childhood, I don't have a chance to understand how is fashion. How is people call fashion? Because in my province, even in my country, the fashion just developed in a few years. So not like we have a fashion industry like Milan. So I have to starting my dream like an artist, because before studying fashion design, I was a freelance artist because I was born in a traditional art family. My grandparents are the member of Vietnam Association, and of course they are my inspiration. From that, I grew up with my dream to become a fashion designer, and in 2018 I got a scholarship in NABA to get my dream come true.
How do you think, I don't know if there's a moment, but how do you think art and visual arts, which you've been surrounded by, right, which influenced you?
Yes, influenced me.
How did that become fashion in your head?
So for me, the really important things that into my soul, I have both things, fashion and art. So I really focus to know how they can do the clothes. When I was really a child and when I went to high school, I saw the films in the movies, in the F Fashion channel. I think the F channel, they have all the fashion week, all the models, and all the fashion designer, they sketch, they do everything, and they say, yeah, we have really combination, really connection with art and fashion. So from art, we can do fashion. And from fashion, maybe we can do art. It's really mixing together. So something cannot be separate. It needs to be combined together. Because in fashion, we have a silhouette, we have the shape, we have the color, we have a visual. So in art, we have the same things. So I try to find the common point between art and fashion, and then follow that to understand how I want to be a fashion designer and an artist. So I try to mix them. I try to understand how I can mix them.
That's a very good answer, you know? It's really nice because it gives me and probably the people that are watching the idea that you think of how artistic fashion is, right?
Yes.
If you were to describe the 6 pieces that you showed at the Milano Fashion Week, would you describe your pieces, like your fashion, as an artistic fashion?
I need to come back a little bit in the past.
Yep.
So when I have graduation projects in NABA, that's why I have a really high score from the jury.
Yep.
And I remember that collection was named La Peinture in France. So in English it's called picture.
Yes.
So that's a collection I want to get artistic fashion. The collection was inspired by Le Faux paintings. So he's a really famous artist in my country. He have 2 sections in his career. The first section is the silk painting, and the second one is oil painting. And I feel like I have the same feeling with when I see his painting, and I try to get inspiration from his painting and become to fashion. And in each look, I try to mix and match color, the shape, the silhouette, and also I'm making flower by hand to show exactly the flower he did in painting. And I try to explore which kind of woman he wants to express in his painting, and I try to get exactly that woman in my style in that collection. And this collection was really successful collection for myself. I had got 110 cum laude in final grade, and I feel really happy about the results. Also, I remember my professor, Deborah Sinibadi. I need to thank you so much to her because that's exactly the person changed my mind, changed my style in the 3rd year in NABA.
So we're moving around, right? We talked about your present, the collections, and Milano Fashion Week 22. We talked about your family and your inspiration. And then you touched on NABA, right? Because we're here, but also because you actually went through here. How did you get here? How did you find out about NABA?
NABA is also my dream. I think that when I studied in my high school in my country, I didn't know about NABA. I just want to become a fashion designer. Maybe I have some opportunity to get a scholarship in some fashion school in my country because they saw my profile with all the painting and they say, okay, we give you the scholarship. And I say, no, I want to go to abroad. I want to get something different. I want to adopt something really how they call fashion. I want to understand how they call Milan is capital of fashion, Paris capital of fashion. But exactly in that time, I don't have enough money to studying abroad. But my parents encouraged me and support me a lot. So I searched internet about fashion university in the world, in Milan, in Paris, in London, everywhere. But I don't know how to apply it because in my province, my hometown, maybe really a little bit people go to abroad and learn fashion. So it's hard for me to find the information about how to apply the scholarship and how to get into the fashion university. But I'm really lucky because in that time I have my sister. It's not exactly my sister. I call her because I found her in internet, my Facebook, and he studied economy in master, not in Milan, but in another city of Italy. She knows about NABA, and she told me that you have a talent, so try to apply in NABA.
I think it is interesting that life brought you here, but then there's also NABA brought you here. It's something that you found yourselves, right? NABA found you and you found NABA. And my next question to you is, did NABA, you answered this because you talked about some of your professors, but when you came into NABA and when you left NABA, did NABA give you a lot? Did it give you what you wanted?
So I think that NABA is the destiny of my life because if I cannot go to NABA, if I cannot go to Milan, maybe I don't have a chance to stay here today or to join Milan Fashion Week. I have to say thank you to NABA a lot because in NABA, I understand first things how to use sewing machine. In the first day I go into NABA, I learned how to put the thread into the machines and how to use the machine sewing. But I remember when I put my leg into the machines, I cannot stop there. I cannot how to stop there. And after that, I try a little, yes, how to use that machines. Yeah. And NABA teach me a lot, teach me how to create the clothes from the design to reality dresses, and I feel happy. Because when I come to fashion, I don't understand how they created that dress. It's amazing, this dress, how they do it. Yeah. And when I come to NABA, I know how to do it. And we have a chance to understand how we score fashion trends and how we brainstorming to understand the concept tour. We creative the fashion collection from beginning to the finish. Yeah. Yes, and in NABA I can find myself. It's really important because if you cannot find exactly who you are and your style, you cannot be in this really competitive fashion industry, really hard. If you have talent, it's not enough. Absolutely. You have to really work hard, take care about yourself, think positive, and you have to work 100%, maybe 200%. Because I live here alone, without family, without really close friends in my life. But I have many friends in NABA, and they support me a lot. They love me, and that's why NABA teach me how to connect with people and how to understand that we are here for not only studying, but we are here for improve ourselves and connect people and make our life happy.
You're very young and you've had so much experience. It's funny to ask you this question is, what's next? Like, where do you want to go? Do you have a dream of your own? Is there a fashion designer that inspires you? Not the type, but the voyage. Is there a dream that you want to get to?
Until now, I got a chance to present my collection in Milan Fashion Week. It's not easy for me. Even more, it's like I cannot imagine how I can be here today in Milan Fashion Week. And I graduated NABA with 110 cum laude. It's also experience that I'm really proud of myself. For 4 years work hard, I be here with my own dream, still dream, but I got some things. Exactly, I got some things. So I really need to be focused on my way because I don't want to lost all I have in the past, all the experience, all the effort to become a fashion designer. So now I starting my brand, my new brand. So also my name, PHAN DANG HOANG, and I want to express more about Generation Z. Nowadays really developing, and people care much more about Gen Z, come from our age, and we want to make something break the rules. We want to make something maybe crazy, maybe really strong, but another ways we want to develop fashion. We want to show our culture, our identity to all over the world. No matter you come from, no matter who you are, but if you have the dream, you try to do the best, follow your dream, you can get it. Maybe not perfectly you want, but at least you get your experience and you can understand where you want to go in the future. So for me, I have another dream to develop my brand, to have more customer, more people knowing about my brand, my identity. Also, I want to see all the people around me, maybe they're walking in the street and they wear my dress, they wear my clothes. It's really interesting and super proud for me. And another one, I want to get a chance to join not only Milan Fashion Week, but Paris Fashion Week, London Fashion Week, and New York Fashion Week. Maybe if I got a chance, I will do it. I want to all the people know about me, about my brand.
Well, you sound very ambitious. You didn't say one thing that I thought you would say, which was to bring your brand back to Vietnam.
Yes.
Do you want to maybe go back to your home country that has a small fashion industry that is growing? I'm using your words, to bring your brand back there? Is that a dream?
It's not like a dream, but I already do it. From the first collection, Quintessence, the next one, La Puncture, and the last one is Doe of Joy. I already collaborate and try to do all the stuff in Vietnam. Like for example, I do the hand craftsmanship bag. We do the shoes, and people help me to do sewing in my country. Also the fabric we do in natural materials in Vietnam. In another way, I want to start all my brand in my country, to got all the products, make it in my country, and I bring it to the world. So it both way. So from Milan to Vietnam and from Vietnam to Milan. Something like that.
In conclusion, I think one thing that is very interesting to me is that you're very proud of where you come from, which you said it at the end, but I think you're also very conscious of who you are. You're very, very ambitious, which is great for your age. And I think it is very clear that NABA was a stepping stone for you to be where you wanted to be or become who you wanted to become. I think that is very beautiful in the way you speak. I wish you all the luck in the world. I think you need some of it, but I think you're getting a lot from life, and I think it's because of your talent. So thank you for being here with me. Maybe next time I'm going to see you is going to be at your fashion show.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.
Hope to see you in my fashion show maybe in the future.
I'm willing to come anytime you say.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.